Welcome to WikiReads. Today we're going to be reading the Wikipedia article on Labor Day. We just did Labor Day in the US, now it's time for Labor Day with a U. Labor Day is an annual day of celebration of the labor movement and its achievements. It has its origins in the labor union movement, specifically the 8-hour day movement, which advocated 8 hours for work, 8 hours for recreation, and 8 hours for rest. In most countries, Labor Day is synonymous with or linked with International Workers' Day, which happens on the 1st of May, originally chosen to commemorate the 1886 general strike, which culminated in the Haymarket Affair. For other countries, Labor Day is celebrated on a different date, often one with special significance for the labor movement in that country. Labor Day is a public holiday in many countries. International Workers' Day. For most countries, Labor Day is synonymous with or linked with International Workers' Day, which occurs on the 1st of May. Some countries may vary the actual date of their celebration so that the holiday occurs on a Monday close to the 1st of May. Some countries have a holiday at or around this date, but it's not a Labor Day celebration. Other dates. Australia. Labor Day is a public holiday in Australia on dates which vary between states and territories. In some states, the date commemorates the 8 Hours Day March, see below. It is the first Monday in October in the Australian Capital Territory, New South Wales, and South Australia. In Victoria and Tasmania, it is the second Monday in March, though the latter calls it the 8 Hours Day. In Western Australia, Labor Day is the first Monday in March. In Queensland and the Northern Territory, Labor Day occurs on the first Monday in May, though the latter calls it May Day. It is on the fourth Monday of March in the territory of Christmas Island. Victoria. The first march for an 8-hour day by the labor movement occurred in Melbourne on the 21st of April, 1856. On this day, stonemasons and building workers on building sites around Melbourne stopped work and marched from the University of Melbourne to Parliament House to achieve an 8-hour day. Their direct action protest was a success, and they are noted as being among the first organized workers in the world to achieve an 8-hour day with no loss of pay. Queensland. Labor Day was first celebrated with a public holiday in Queensland in 1865 as 8-hour celebration day. It occurred on the 1st of March, St. David's Day, and celebrated the winning of an 8-hour workday by Brisbane workers in 1858. The date was moved to May Day around 1896 in solidarity with the attack on United States workers on the first May Day parade in the Haymarket Affair. In 1901, the holiday was moved to the first Monday in May to ensure a long weekend. Bangladesh. Bangladesh Garment Shramik Sangati, an organization working for the welfare of garment workers, has requested that the 24th of April be declared Labor Safety Day in Bangladesh in memory of the victims of the 2013 Rana Plaza collapse. However, Bangladesh does observe May Day on the 1st of May. The Bahamas. Labor Day is a national holiday in the Bahamas, celebrated on the first Friday in June in order to create a long weekend for workers. The traditional date of Labor Day in the Bahamas, however, is the 7th of June, in commemoration of a significant workers' strike that began that day in 1942. Labor Day is meant to honor and celebrate workers and the importance of their contributions to the nation and society. In the capital city, Nassau, thousands of people come to watch a parade through the streets, which begins at mid-morning. Bands in colorful uniforms, traditional African junkanoo performers, and members of various labor unions and political parties are all a part of the procession, which ends up at the Southern Recreation Grounds where government officials make speeches for the occasion. Canada. Labor Day has been marked as a statutory public holiday in Canada on the first Monday in September since 1894. Its origins can be traced back to numerous local demonstrations and celebrations in earlier decades. Such events assumed political significance when a labor demonstration in Toronto in April 1872 in support of striking printers led directly to the enactment of the Trade Union Act, a law that confirmed the legality of unions. On the 22nd of July, 1882, a labor celebration in Toronto attracted the attention of American labor leader Peter J. McGuire, who organized a similar parade in New York City on the 5th of September that year. Labor parades were held in several Canadian cities that day as well. Unions associated with the Knights of Labor and the American Federation of Labor in both Canada and the United States subsequently promoted parades and festivals on the first Monday in September. In Canada, local celebrations took place in Hamilton, Oshawa, Montreal, St. Catharines, Halifax, Ottawa, Vancouver, and London during these years. Montreal declared a civic holiday in 1889. In Nova Scotia, coal miners had begun holding picnics and parades since 1880 to celebrate the anniversary of their union, the Provincial Workmen's Association, first organized in 1879. In addition, in 1889, the Royal Commission on the Relations of Labour and Capital in Canada, chaired by James Sherrard Armstrong, 1886-88, and Augustus Toplady Freed, 1888-89, recommended the recognition of an official Labour Day by the federal government. In March and April 1894, unions lobbied Parliament to recognize Labour Day as a public holiday. Legislation was introduced in May by Prime Minister Sir John Thompson and received royal assent in July 1894. China. 1st of May is a statutory holiday in the People's Republic of China. It was a 3-day holiday until 2008, but was only a 1-day after 2008. However, the actual time off is often longer than the time off in the regulations, and the extra time off is usually supplemented by another 2 weekends. But since the extra time is not under an official holiday, the extra days must be made up by working on the preceding or following weekend. For example, in 2013, 1st of May fell on a Wednesday. Most workplaces, including all government offices, took the 29th of April, Monday, to the 1st of May, Wednesday, as days off. As the first 2 days were not statutory holidays, they had to be made up by working the preceding weekend, 27th and 28th of April. Hong Kong SAR. Labor Day, observed the 1st of May, has been considered a public holiday in Hong Kong since 1999. India. The first Labor Day was celebrated in India on the 1st of May 1923 in Chennai, then known as Madras, organized by the Labour Kisan Party of Hindustan. Jamaica. Labor Day in Jamaica has a rich history tied to the struggles of the working class and the country's shift away from colonial traditions. Originally, May 24th was observed as Empire Day, celebrating Queen Victoria's birthday. In British history, she was credited with granting enslaved people in the colonies their freedom. Empire Day was widely observed across the Commonwealth, including Jamaica, but as the country moved towards independence, there was growing sentiment to replace it with something more reflective of Jamaica's own labor struggles. Premier Norman Manley led this change in 1960 by introducing a bill to abolish Empire Day and replace it with Labor Day to commemorate the 1938 labor strikes. These strikes were a turning point in Jamaican history as grossly underpaid workers across the island organized in protest. By May 23, 1938, public sector and transport workers in Kingston had joined the movement, halting activity in the capital. The unrest led to 46 deaths, 429 injuries, and numerous arrests, marking a major push for labor rights in the country. Manley's proposal to commemorate these events gained unanimous support in Parliament, officially establishing Labor Day on May 23rd. In the 1960s, Labor Day celebrations were heavily tied to politics, with the two major trade unions, the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, JLP, and the National Workers Union, PNP, leading marches and rallies in Kingston. However, these events often turned violent. In 1962, a politically motivated clash during a Labor Day march resulted in the death of a woman and injuries to several police officers who resorted to using tear gas to control the crowd. Additional conflicts in 1966 led authorities to ban Labor Day marches in Kingston, marking a shift in how the holiday was observed. It was Prime Minister Michael Manley who redefined Labor Day in 1972 with the theme "Put Work into Labor Day." Rather than focusing on rallies and marches, Manley encouraged Jamaicans to actively participate in community projects. His vision emphasized the role of labor in nation building, inspiring voluntary efforts across the island. The first national project focused on beautifying the Paladesus Road, with Manley himself participating in tree planting. The response was overwhelming, with 600 projects completed that year, cementing Labor Day as a day of national pride and community service. However, this momentum slowed under Prime Minister Edward Sega in 1980 when large-scale Labor Day activities were halted, leading to an 8-year absence of organized projects. It was not until 1989, when Michael Manley returned to office, that Labor Day was fully revived. The Jamaican government began introducing themes to guide national activities, ensuring that community development remained central to the celebrations. Since then, Labor Day has continued as a tradition that blends historical remembrance with civic responsibility. Japan. A public holiday in Japan, Labor Day is officially conflated with Thanksgiving on the 23rd of November as Labor Thanksgiving Day. Kazakhstan. Labor Day, a public holiday in Kazakhstan, is celebrated on the last Sunday in September. The holiday was officially established in late 2013. In 1995, the government of Kazakhstan replaced International Workers' Day with Kazakhstan People's Unity Day. Kazakh President Nursultan Nazarbayev also instituted a special medal that is awarded to veterans of labor on the occasion of the holiday. Labor Day is widely celebrated across the country with official speeches, award ceremonies, cultural events, etc. It is a non-working holiday for most citizens of Kazakhstan because it always falls on a weekend. A public holiday in Kenya, Labor Day is commemorated monthly. This celebration is usually marked with a song and dance as Kenyans gather at designated locations to celebrate and listen to speeches from the leadership of the country. Francis Atwoli, Secretary General of the Central Organization of Trade Unions, has been vocal in spearheading the celebrations in the country while advocating for favorable working conditions for the Kenyan people. Macau, SAR. In Macau, 1st of May is a public holiday and is officially known as Workers' Day in Portuguese. Malaysia. On the 1st of May, people in Malaysia take the time to remember the economic and social accomplishments of the labor movement. Also known as May Day, this public holiday is sometimes celebrated with groups organizing parades, rallies, or both to promote and protect workers' rights. New Zealand. Labor Day is a public holiday in New Zealand and is held on the 4th Monday in October. Its origins are traced back to the 8-hour working day movement that arose in the newly founded Wellington colony in 1840, primarily because of carpenter Samuel Duncan Parnell's refusal to work more than 8 hours a day. That year, Parnell reportedly told a prospective employer, "There are 24 hours per day given to us. 8 of these should be for work, 8 for sleep, and the remaining 8 for recreation." The first Labor Day in New Zealand was celebrated on the 28th of October, 1890, which marked the first anniversary of the Maritime Council, an organization of transport and mining unions. Several thousand trade union members and supporters attended parades in the main city centers. Government employees were given the day off to attend, and many businesses closed for at least part of the day. Initially, the day was variously called Labor Day or Labor Demonstration Day. In 1899, the government legislated that the day be a public holiday through the Labor Day Act of 1899. The day was set up as the second Wednesday in October and first celebrated the following year in 1900. In 1910, the holiday was moved to the fourth Monday in October. Pakistan. Labor Day is observed in Pakistan on May 1st as a public holiday to recognize the contributions and rights of workers. Officially declared a holiday in 1972 under Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, it is part of the country's first labor policy, which also introduced welfare initiatives for workers. The day is marked by rallies, seminars, and demonstrations organized by trade unions to highlight labor issues such as fair wages and safe working conditions. Government offices, banks, and many businesses remain closed in observance. Poland. Labor Day is a public holiday in Poland celebrated on the 1st of May, together with the Polish National Flag Day on May 2nd and Constitution Day on the 3rd of May, the latter also being a public holiday, coinciding with the Catholic holiday of the Most Holy Virgin Mary, Queen of Poland. It typically forms a long May weekend, widely regarded as the informal start of the spring outdoor leisure season, marked with picnics, barbecues, local events, and travel. Philippines. In the Philippines, Labor Day is a public holiday commemorated nationwide on the 1st of May, initially observed in 1903 through a protest by the Union Obrera Demokrata Filipina in Manila during the American colonial era. It was officially recognized as a holiday in 1908, with the first official commemoration taking place in 1913. Switzerland. In Switzerland, Labor Day on the 1st of May is not a federal holiday across the entire country, but several of the Swiss cantons have made it one of their cantonal holidays. In the canton of Fribourg, it is traditional for children to go singing at people's doors in exchange for sweets and money. Taiwan. Labor Day, observed the 1st of May in Taiwan, is an official holiday, though not everyone gets a day off. Public servants, teachers, and students do not have this day off. Tajikistan. Labor Day was celebrated on the 1st of May in the Soviet Union, and the tradition lives on in Tajikistan as International Labor Day. Although Labor Day is a working day, folk festivals, performances, and fairs organized throughout the country create a holiday atmosphere. Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad and Tobago, Labor Day is celebrated every 19th of June. This public holiday was proposed in 1973 to be commemorated on the anniversary of the labor riots held by Tubal Ria Butler in 1937 as part of the British West Indian labor unrest of 1934 to 1939. Turkey. In Turkey, Labor and Solidarity Day became an official holiday in 2009. Prior to that, the day had been observed by workers and unions, but had been banned for many years after the 1980 military coup. The turning point came in 2009 when the Turkish government officially recognized May 1st as a public holiday again. Demonstrations at Taksim Square carries historical significance due to the Taksim Square massacre on the 1st of May 1977. United States. In the United States, Labor Day is a federal holiday and public holiday observed on the first Monday of September. It is customarily viewed as the end of the summer vacation season. Many schools open for the year on the day after Labor Day. The origins of Labor Day can be traced back to 1872. See also Workers' Memorial Day, the National Day of Mourning, Canadian Observance, and May Day. On screen now is a map of countries' and dependencies colored by observance of International Workers' Day or a different variant of May Day or Labor Day. Red, Labor Day falls on the 1st of May. Yellow, another public holiday on the 1st of May or the first Monday in May. Green, no public holiday on the 1st of May, but Labor Day on a different date. Gray, no public holiday on the 1st of May and no Labor Day. Thank you for listening to the Wikipedia article on Labor Day. To support Wikipedia, head on over to wikipedia.org. Don't forget to drop your suggestions for future articles down in the comments below. Thank you again. I have been Mitch. You have been listening to WikiReads. Don't forget to like and subscribe.